What's the most wholesome memory you have from your job? I used to work at a warehouse loading trucks and moving pallets. There was this guy, Calvin, who worked the morning shift. Quiet dude, like really quiet. He'd come in at 5 a.m., do his thing, eat lunch alone, and leave. Never caused problems. Never really talked much either. We'd nod at each other by the loading dock. That was it. One Thursday, I walked into the break room to grab my energy drink, and there he was, just sitting there, crying. Not like ugly crying or making noise, just tears running down his face while he stared at his phone. I froze. Didn't know what to do. A couple other people were in there too. Nobody said anything at first. Finally, this lady from shipping named Brenda went over and asked if he was okay. Calvin just shook his head. Took him a minute, but he finally said his dog died last night. Old chocolate lab named Buster. Had him since he was a puppy, 12 years. Brenda got him some napkins from the dispenser. A few of us mumbled sorry and went back to work. Felt bad, but like, what do you even say? The next morning, Calvin showed up looking like he hadn't slept. Walked to his forklift like a zombie. But when he got there, someone had left a cardboard box on the seat. He opened it and just stood there. Inside were printed pictures. Dogs. Like 10 of them. Each one had a sticky note. One said, "My girl got me through when my mom passed." Another said, "Rocco was the best friend I ever had." There was a little plastic bone, too. The cheap kind from the dollar store. And someone had stuck a paw print sticker on the dashboard of his forklift. Calvin looked around the warehouse, but nobody was really watching. Everyone was pretending to work. But I saw him wipe his eyes. That Friday, our team leader, Jeff, pulled him aside after shift. Calvin looked nervous. Thought maybe he was in trouble for being distracted or something. Jeff told him to follow him outside to the smoking area. I was clocking out and saw them heading that way, so I kinda lingered. When I got outside, there were like 8 people standing in a circle. Someone had set up one of those cheap folding chairs, a small table, and on it was a framed picture. It was Buster, Calvin's dog. I don't know how they found it, but someone printed a photo from his Facebook or something. Next to it was that same plastic bone from the box. Jeff cleared his throat, said we wanted to do something. A little memorial for Buster. One by one, people started talking. Brenda said she had a beagle growing up who slept in her bed every night for 15 years. This guy named Tony with a bunch of tattoos and the meanest resting face you've ever seen said his pit bull saved him when he got out of prison. Kept him from going back to bad habits. Another guy said his dog died while he was deployed overseas, and he still regretted not being there. Calvin just sat there listening. He was crying again, but he was also smiling. When everyone finished talking, Jeff said they took up a collection. Handed Calvin an envelope. Said it wasn't much, but maybe he could donate it to a shelter in Buster's name. Calvin opened it. There was like $200 inside. He lost it. Just completely broke down. But he was laughing too. Said he couldn't believe they did this. That he didn't think anyone even noticed him. Tony, the tattooed guy, walked over and put his hand on Calvin's shoulder. Said everybody notices when somebody's hurting. They just don't always know what to do about it. After that, Calvin started eating lunch with people. Still quiet, but not invisible anymore. Someone brought their puppy to the parking lot one day, and Calvin spent his whole break playing with it. Few months later, he adopted a new dog. Mixed breed named Remy. Brought pictures to show everyone. Tony asked if the dog could do backflips. Calvin said no. Tony said then, "What's the point?" But he was grinning. That whole thing changed how I saw that place. It wasn't just a job anymore. It was people who showed up for each other when it mattered.